Just waiting for the connection with Simon. Good evening. Hello, Fraser. Thanks for tuning in, mate. We're just waiting for Simon to connect with us and we'll get started. Hope you're well. Ryan, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well, mate. Again, guys, we're just going to give it a couple of minutes. See who else jumps on. And he's just jumping on now, so the screen will split soon, guys. And then we'll get started. But as always, with all the live videos we do, if you do like what we're covering this evening, please give us a like or give us a hashtag live if you're watching it live. It does help get the reach out there so everyone in the group gets to see the content, and that is really, really important. Hello, Simon. Welcome, mate. How are you?
How are you, mate?
Good, thank you. We've got a couple of viewers on watching us at the moment, ready to go. We'll give it another minute or so, see if we get anyone else on board before we start. But what I was just saying is, just if anyone is watching it live, just hashtag live. You can also give us a like, and if you do have any questions on what we're talking about tonight, they will come up on screen. So if you have any questions, just shoot them to us, and I'm sure Simon is happy to answer any questions in regards to the yoga we're covering tonight.
Yep, absolutely, guys.
Fraser, what are you confused about? Can you hear us, Fraser? Welcome, mate. Welcome. So, what we're covering tonight and what this group is all about is expanding people's knowledge around longevity and different tools for longevity of health and wellness. And that's why I get a different person on whenever I can to discuss things around health and wellness as well. And tonight we are discussing yoga. Yoga plays an important part, and especially the kind of yoga Simon's into. Which, Simon, what's the do I say that right? Kundalini yoga?
Kundalini Yoga.
Kundalini Yoga. Which, hello, Lan, welcome. Lani's jumped on board as well, which plays an important part, as a lot of things we cover with our health and wellness, in managing stress, getting out of that fight or flight state where you're constantly in that state of stress, and allow yourself to get into that space where your body can recover, repair, but also mentally do its thing as well. So to kick off, Simon, maybe you can just share with the community a little bit of a background about yourself, what got you into the yoga you cover, and your journey into that, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Brad. Hey, everybody. So basically, I back in 2016, I had I suffered a burnout. I'm a massage and healing therapist, and I've been a therapist for 10 years now. And back in 2016, as I said, I had a burnout. So I took myself off to Bali and just had basically 6 months just to have a think about what I really wanted to do in life and whether I wanted to go on as a massage therapist. And that's when I first came in contact with Kundalini Yoga at a beautiful center there. And right from the word go, it just spoke to me. Again, having been in the health and wellness sector for 6 or 7 years, I had never really tried yoga, and even the yoga I had tried, it didn't really speak to me. So when a very good friend of mine said, try this form of yoga, Kundalini, I thought, I'd go with an open mind, and I did. And it absolutely just changed my life right there and then at that yoga studio. So I then endeavored to do the training, which took about 8 months.
Yeah.
And that was back in 2016.
Cool. Thank you. That's awesome. That's an awesome journey. Let's speak a bit about Kundalini Yoga. Let's have a little bit of a chat about that. Firstly, about what it is and how it, I guess, how I guess it differentials itself from other yoga. I mean, some yoga is quite mainstream and quite popular. So
Yep.
let's just chat a little bit about how it separates itself and I guess the benefits that people can get from exploring it as well.
Absolutely. So Kundalini Yoga is basically, they say in the training that it's the mother of all yoga, and I think the primary thing about Kundalini Yoga is it works primarily on the nervous system, and within that, I'm not sure if a lot of the viewers know, but the nervous system is one of the most vital parts of the body that makes us who we are.
Yeah.
And within that nervous system, generally, that's where we tend to keep a lot of the stress, anxiety, fear, trauma, addiction. So
and that's where we're talking sympathetic, parasympathetic, yeah?
Absolutely, absolutely. So for me, it spoke to me already, and I was a very highly stressed, anxious kind of person, and to be able to find a yoga that, look, the thing with Kundalini Yoga, it's not about perfecting, mudras and positions, because the thing with Kundalini Yoga is it's a personal inward journey. Yeah, so we practice with our eyes closed. It's not about what you wear, what you look, how you're doing it. Yeah. It's all about, it's a personal journey. And that's what I love about this form of yoga, is that it not only works on softening, yet revitalizing the nervous system through stillness, movement, mantra, and meditation. So, yeah.
And that's so powerful, isn't it? Especially in this day and age where everyone is just stressed from sun up to sundown, sitting in that fight or flight state. The body's not
absolutely
getting a chance to rest and recover and regenerate, and it's just a ticking sort of So I guess that's where you would say that people can get the main benefit from that kind of yoga, is really if they're just flying along in that stress state 24 hours a day, which a lot of us are in this day and age. I mean, and the thing with that, I guess, is that some people look for, or a lot of people think that the first step in a health and wellness change is to, okay, I've got to change my diet, I've got to start exercising, which is important. But if you're still stuck in that stress state constantly, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change internally. So you're still that ticking time bomb, if that makes sense, aren't you? So you almost, the change starts within.
Absolutely. And you're still operating out of, and ultimately you're still operating from the fight or flight mode. And that's where anxiety, fear, stress, that's where that feeds off. So, from my experience, Kundalini Yoga primarily works on softening the nervous system so you don't operate from the fight or flight mode, and that's why I love it so much.
Cool. Just before we go on, I think we had a couple more jump on as well. I think Rach jumped on. Who else do we have jump on there? Just I'll say, Felicity Healy, hello to you as well. Lani, I said hello too. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, if with what we're speaking about tonight, if you have any questions on it, just post them below. They'll pop up. I'll keep refreshing my computer over here so I see the questions. And Simon would be happy to answer them. So moving right along to my next question I have for you. So again, we've kind of covered it, but those main benefits translating back to how it improves people's lives long term, because everything we speak about in this group is about longevity, health for longevity.
Perfect.
So
absolutely.
How that daily, weekly practice translates back into everyday life and improving everyday life and longevity.
Yeah, well, that's a great question, because ultimately when we're working with a vital part of the body like the nervous system, it's not a quick fix yoga. It's not a quick fix, something that you're just going to do once and you're going to feel amazing. It's a commitment to pushing through that, letting go of the fear, the anxiety, the stress, the anxiety, all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, I've chosen a wonderful set of exercises to really focus on at the workshop that I know people will love, regardless of whether they've tried yoga, whether they even know what Kundalini Yoga is,
Yeah.
or whether they're an avid yoga person, in general.
Yeah. Yeah. And for you guys that don't know, and we'll touch on at the end, we do have a workshop this Sunday, which is free for all our members of JOLT Fitness, but also we're going to have a nice special for our community members as well. But so for people new to yoga or people that have never done yoga, g'day Paul, how are you, mate? At all, where would you say is a good place to start, or how do they get started with a yoga practice?
Well, first and foremost, it's commitment and showing up.
Yeah.
And then I would like to then say it's about breath. It's all about breath. It all starts with the breath. Yeah, 100%.
And would you, so adding on to that, do you recommend people go in a group setting to get started with yoga? Or is it more powerful that way? If they want to dip their feet in, should they get started at home just with breath work? Where would their first step be?
Look, I mean, it depends on the person. Some people love doing things in groups. Some people like doing things on their own. Some people like doing things where they know the instructor, where they don't know the instructor. I think you just gotta find your flow in that. But I mean, as long as you show up, I mean, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. All right. We're whipping through this pretty quick, but I'd just love to know, and for our listeners or our watchers actually, if you could just, I guess, break down how a normal, I guess, session with you would go. Like, I know our workshop on Sunday is a 2-hour workshop, but I gather most yoga classes that I know of go for about an hour. I don't know if that's the case or not with yours. So what would someone expect when they go into a yoga practice?
With me, so basically, first and foremost, you come into the sacred space that that not only I create, but everyone that attends the class or the workshop does. And then we start with sort of just tuning into the body and tuning into the self. Also, then very important to move through. We do a few different breathing techniques to really not only just push you out of your mind and into your heart, but just push you down more into that area that we're going to be working on that nervous system area. And then followed by, it's a set, we call it a Kriya in Kundalini Yoga. Basically, a Kriya is a set of exercises. And we'll then move on to that. And then after that is a deep, long relaxation Shavasana, which is lying flat down, complete stillness. And then after that, we do an incredible uplifting healing meditation to round off that class.
Yeah. And benefits coming out of it. So obviously, for all of us, getting out of our head and into the body is a very powerful practice. I mean, with this day and age, we all just spend way too much time in the thinking mind, in the past, in the future, and never being in the now and never being present. I mean, that's so I gather that you get drawn back into the body, but let's speak a little bit quickly about, I guess, physical benefits as well.
Benefits.
So
whether
it's flexibility, whether it's
absolutely. Well, look, it all starts and ends with breath, I believe.
Yeah.
And I know from my experience that working with anything like stress, anxiety, fear, any of that kind of lower vibrational thing, that using the breath to connect with the self is a vital part of mindfulness and feeling good. And whether that be whether that be aches and pains in the body, pains from anxiety and fear, discomfort in body, stress and fear, and overworked, family life, work life, such and such. Like it's more of an inward journey. Like I can't obviously I can't guarantee that that's what you're going to get, but like I know from my experience in teaching and doing this, that it's you actually walk out feeling like you've covered mind, body, and soul, which is a great thing. It's
and it's a compounding effect, isn't it? It's like, it's not something you do once but you do it long term. And what I've found with my experience with meditation is that it's kind of like just a slow burn, and as the weeks go by and the months, you just see changes in how you react, changes in how you do act in stressful situations, and it really just under the surface just does have an impact and have a change. And we know that stress is it causes inflammatory responses in the body. We know that. So then that's going to be expressed as aches, as pains, as as like rashes on the body, as as all sorts of different ways. So
absolutely.
And on the extreme end, like strokes, heart attacks, things like that. So
diabetes, cancer,
all those lifestyle diseases. So
absolutely. Because all that.
And I know a lot of people think, so a lot of, and people, I think where I see them go wrong with this kind of work is that they just don't give it long enough and they expect an instant sort of almost gratification or instant result from it. And it's not quite how it works. But the reason I wanted you on and to do a workshop with JOLT as well, is because, I believe that stress and stress management and that underlying stress and anxiety that's in society now is just so, its effects are, I guess, are so overlooked when it comes to our health. It's like you're either given a pill, or even exercise is getting there as a prescription, I guess, in a way. But as I said before, if you're stressed to the eyeballs, running in fight or flight and not sleeping or whatever, your exercise is probably just going to add another layer of stress. Like
absolutely, 100%. So that's my goal.
Yeah, cool. All right, so we have been going for about 15 minutes. I always say these little videos are about 10 minutes, and I always go over. But just wrapping up, so if people want to know more about you and what you do, where can they find more? Where do they find out about Simon Morris and your yoga and everything else?
So basically, again, I'm a fully qualified massage and healing therapist. I work on a muscular level. I also work with energy and work with crystals. I'm a KRI accredited Kundalini Yoga teacher. You can check me out at my website, www.rise-and-shine.com.au, or on my Facebook page.
Cool. And we'll link your website below this as well, below this live video, in case anyone does want to check you out. But also, guys, in closing, we spoke about it a little bit earlier on, but we do have, Simon is doing a workshop this Sunday, a 2-hour workshop for all our active members down in Essendon, which is going to be amazing. And for non-members and our community group as well, it's only $10 to come along. If you would like to come along and attend that workshop, a 2-hour workshop would normally be $40, $50 to attend. So we really just want $10 for the commitment. It's so cheap, and we're just trying to get this word out there with everything we do in the health and wellness sphere. So, and Simon will also be doing some massage down there for free as well as part of that 2-hour workshop on Sunday. So what I'll also do with that, guys, is I'll link in the event page for that, and you can just confirm you're coming. You can either just pay cash on the morning. You can reach out to us via any of our channels, post below on this page, message on this page, and get in contact if you want more details as well. I think that is it. Do we have any questions from anyone on? We've got a few people on. I'll just check if we've got any questions. Otherwise, we'll wrap up. I don't think we do. So you guys that jumped on, thanks so much for watching. Always appreciate it. Don't forget, #live if you're watching it live, #replay if you're watching it on the replay. Give us a like, give us a comment. It just helps our video get further on this page, gets our message watched by more people. Thank you so much, Simon. I really appreciate you coming on and giving up your time tonight to have a chat to my community group. That's so awesome. Get on board the workshop if you're keen on Sunday, guys.
Yeah.
And don't forget to jolt yourself into life as always. Simon, I'll see you Sunday, mate. And
see you, matey.
Community, have a great night.
See you, matey. See you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you Sunday. Bye.